whether it is Yamuna pollution, whether it is the air pollution, every time people of this city complain to the local government, they say, ye LG ka kaam hai. You complain to the LG and he says that the state government doesn't do it. And then there is the central. This overlapping of Delhi. We are orphans, Delhiites. Does one go to? What is the solution to this issue of Delhi?
Delhi is the national capital territory. Now, when Delhi was given statehood, it was given statehood with a difference. In all other states, the legislative jurisdiction is distributed in 3 lists of the constitution. So, any other state in India, there are 3 lists of the constitution. The union list, on which parliament can exclusively legislate. The state list, in which the state legislatures can legislate. And the concurrent list, in which both can legislate, but parliament has the overriding prerogative to even override a law which is enacted by the state legislature, unless it has been reserved, unless the state law has been reserved for the assent of the president. So if the president assents to a state law, then it can prevail to that extent even over a parliamentary legislation. So far as Delhi is concerned, though it is a state with a legislature, the constitutional position is a little different. In the sense that Parliament has the power to legislate on all the 3 lists in relation to Delhi. So Parliament can legislate on the parliamentary list, the union list. It can legislate on the concurrent list. It can also legislate on the state list. Second, certain specific subjects in the state list are carved out of the jurisdiction of the legislature of the national capital territory. So in that sense, Delhi is what in law we call sui generis, which is unique. It is a state, but it is not a full state in that sense.
Why didn't you resolve this issue when you were the Supreme Court Chief Justice?
There are 2 judgments of NCT. The first, of which I was a part, where Chief Justice Deepak Mishra was the Chief Justice. That was NCT 1. The second, where I was the Chief Justice of India, which was the second. And now there is a third, which is pending before the Supreme Court, which of course will have to be dealt with by...
How does Washington DC resolve it? Isn't that also a similar kind of a situation?
Our distribution of legislative powers is very different.
They also have Maryland, Virginia state, and then they have that.
So it's like, it's very loosely, it is similar to a national capital territory, but the national capital territory which we have in the form of Delhi is governed by a very different constitutional distribution of powers. And the reason for it is, while Delhi was conferred with statehood, certain subjects which would have a bearing on, say, the national character of the NCT were reserved for the union, like police, land. These are 2 very critical areas which were, in that sense, reserved for the centre. By the Constitution itself, when the Constitution was amended to create the statehood for Delhi.
Click here to watch the full episode.